March Madness is alive and well in Arkansas. A buzzer beater in the first game today. A 6A girls title decided on the final horn. And next up, it's the 6A boys final between it's Northside again and the Bryant Hornets, making their first state finals appearance since 1981. Welcome back courtside. I'm Scott Inman. Bobby Swafford, are you ready to go again? You got enough left in the tank after that?
Let's do it. Let's double dip it. You know, yesterday I get an overtime game. Today we get a buzzer beater. So this one, 7 overtimes. Why not? Let's do it.
Well, I think I better rest my voice then, let you handle the pregame then if that's the case. How about this matchup? You got two teams who've played each other 3 times already this year. Once in a holiday tournament, Bryant won on a buzzer beater, and then in their 2 conference meetings, the road team won both contests.
It's really funny, and that tournament game happened in Fort Smith. So Bryant's won twice in Fort Smith, Northside once in Saline County. This one's a little closer to Saline County, so maybe the Grizzlies are playing with the geography a little bit, saying they're going to win this one.
So technically it's a neutral court for the first time this year between these 2 schools. Well, they're getting ready for the starting lineups, and we'll give them to you as well. The Northside Grizzlies at 20-11 under head coach Eric Burnett. They average 58.5 points per game, and you're looking at the Bryant Hornets bench under coach Mike Abrahamson in his 9th year out of the 6A Central. They won a conference championship for the first time in 30 years. They are 24-4 overall, 13-1. Their only conference loss coming to the Northside Grizzlies, who they play today. It is a guard-heavy lineup, but they have a very good inside man, and we'll tell you about the starters here for the Bryant Hornets, who are officially the home team. They will start at one of the guards, a 6'2 junior, Traylon Payne. He will wear number 1. He averages 13.1 points per contest. Coach Abrahamson says he's the best 3-point shooter on the team, although several guys can fill it up. At another guard, a 6-foot junior, Kalen Robinson. He wears number 2, 17 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per contest. Number 3, Rodney Lambert, is a 6'2 senior guard, averaging 11 points per game. He's already signed to play at Paris Junior College after his senior year. Number 5 is a guard, 6'2 sophomore Cameron Hunter, averaging 9 points per game, 4.2 rebounds per contest, and a real difference maker inside for the Hornets. Number 25, a 6'7 junior, Cottrell Wallace, averaging 6 points and 6 rebounds per game. He has 7, Bobby, Division I football offers, including Arkansas, Virginia, ASU, and Oklahoma State.
Yeah, we had a chance to call the Bryant Hornets win a 7A state championship in the fall, and he's a big reason why. A big target at linebacker, likely going to be a defensive end, but he's going to really need to be big for Bryant because he's the only guy with any significant size, and we'll tell you why that's important when we look at the Northside starters.
All right, on the left side, there they are. The Grizzlies will start at a guard, a 5'8 senior, Jamal Norwood, gets 4.7 points per game. He wears number 3. Number 4 is Noah Gordon, a 6'3 junior at 6.5 points per game and 3 rebounds per contest. He's also dropped in 25 three-pointers on the year. And then number 5, a 6'3 senior, Jamal Norwood. Railford is their number 1 3-point threat, 57 of them on the year. He averages 11.1 points per contest. Number 23, the power forward, a 6'9 junior, Jalen Williams. He is the guy that everything operates through offensively. They want to run it through him. He gets 15.4 points per game. Oh, by the way, he could shoot it. 22 three-pointers on the year. And Braylon McKindy is a 6'6 junior. He's also at forward. Averages 5.4 per contest. Williams is the guy that Bryant really has to key on.
They've got to be able to slow him down. You mentioned he can step out and knock down a 3, 22 three-pointers, shooting about 33% from long distance. Has an offer from the Razorbacks. Just a junior, and talking with Eric Burnett earlier this week, the Northside coach, he said he might have grown an inch. He may be now up to 6'10", legit, at least with the sneakers on. And for Northside, you mentioned Bryant. This is the first title appearance in quite some time. Northside, 3rd straight year they found themselves in Hot Springs, won a title back in 2017.
10 state championships overall for Northside. That is tied for the 5th most in Arkansas high school boys basketball.
And the girls just did it about 20 minutes ago. We'll see if the boys can do it, make it maybe a double dip for the north side of Fort Smith.
So it'll be those 2 big guys, Cottrell Wallace, 6'7", jumping center against 6'9", Jalen Williams, to get the 6A boys title game underway at Bank OZK Arena in Hot Springs. And the opening tip fought for and controlled by the Grizzlies.
The last time Bryant lost the game was to Northside in the conference opener way back on January the 4th. They've reeled off 15 consecutive wins since that point.
They'll quickly get it into Williams, and Williams makes it easy.
That's what Northside wants to do. Burnett says they're going to feed him early, going to feed him often. When you're 6'10", finishing at the rim's pretty easy.
Good positioning by Jalen Williams to receive that entry pass and put it up for the game's first two. Open out of the corner, it's Hunter, short. And the rebound comes down to Williams. He gets 10 per game. Williams a double-double average, 15.4 points per game, 10 rebounds per contest.
When things are working for Bryant, they can shoot the ball really well. We'll see how they adjust to the lighting and the depth perception here at the arena.
This is McKindy, the high-low to Williams. Great pass out in the corner. Railford can't get it off, but Gordon can.
What a start for Northside. That's exactly what they want to do. And what's really interesting about Williams, he didn't get the assist there. 73 assists in the 31 games for Northside. The big man can dish it out as well.
This is Trevlon Payne. He gets it back out to Rodney Lambert around the perimeter and into the corner. The ball stripped loose, and that's going to be a foul. The game's first foul.
Northside looks content to stay in a 1-3-1 zone and rely on their rotation. It looks like Bryant, the way they're moving the basketball earlier, could get some open looks in the corner. First one didn't go. The second one they were able to draw a foul.
That's going to go on Railford. On the floor, so Bryant inbounds to Kalen Robinson. The screen there from Cottrell Wallace. Robinson finds Lambert. He drives and will get called for the offensive foul.
Williams already making an impact. Gets an easy bucket, sets up another three, and draws the offensive foul. A lot of times as an offensive player, you're not going to expect a 6'9", 6'10" guy try to take a charge, but he did that, and it forces the turnover.
Now the Hornets will pressure some in the backcourt. They're just going to go full court man-to-man here. Everything starts with defense for the Bryant Hornets. They can guard the ball really well. And the guard play up front is where it starts. That makes the rest of the team go, according to Coach Mike Abrahamson. Down low to Williams again. Boy, that is tough to stop, but he can't finish. And there's going to be a foul on the rebound going against Northside.
Northside smart, though, there to really go at Cottrell Wallace. He's the only player on the roster that's going to log minutes of 6'6" or taller. They've got a 6'5" coming off the bench, but Bryant doesn't have a lot of size. Of the 11 players they gave us to kind of watch out for, 9 were guards. And
right.
So Northside's going to have a huge size advantage with Williams on the inside of the paint.
Braylon McKindy was called for that foul, too, on Northside. Robinson misses the three. And the big man Williams with the rebound, already making a big impact here. Jalen Williams with a couple of boards. He's got a bucket in the game, and Bryant still looking for their first points of the contest.
Yeah. Northside really going to try to run things through Williams, even at 15, 18 feet. They're trying to get him the basketball.
Up top, Gordon. Short. But Bryant can't bring in the rebound.
Nice job by McKinley, the hustle to tip it out back to a teammate.
This is Jamal Norwood. Stops on the right wing. Again feeds Williams. One-on-one on Wallace. The fadeaway. Tough shot. That is almost unstoppable.
Yeah, if that shot's falling, Bryant's going to be in for a long night as he's got 4 points, already for Northside.
Nearly thrown away. Lambert hauls it down. Long-range triple off the mark from Payne. And it's Northside basketball. Well, what is the answer on the Bryant defensive end for Jalen Williams?
I think they're going to have to start running double teams at him as soon as he catches the ball off the block. Kind of what Arkansas fans see a lot with Daniel Gafford. As soon as he gets the ball, run a second defender out, but that's when his vision and his passing comes into play.
It has been all one-on-one with Cottrell Wallace, and he's doing everything he can do. Gordon inside the arc, back out Norwood. Gordon up top, the big man can shoot it. This one's short, though. And the rebound rolls off and into the hands of Hunter. Bryant still looking for their first shot to drop here almost halfway through the first quarter. They're having no luck getting it inside, and that one rolls off a Fort Smith Northside foot. Stays in the Bryant front court.
Yeah, Bryant's really going to rely on their guards. Payne, Robinson, and Lambert all averaging double figures. They don't get a lot of contributions from the big men, but we may have to see something from Cottrell Wallace to get them going.
Bryant, a pretty good three-point shooting team, but they don't want to solely rely on it. Out of the corner, Lambert. And the offer continues, but an offensive rebound. Good ball movement, finding Robinson in the corner. But again, it rolls off, and the rebound, Noah Gordon.
They're getting good looks. There's nothing falling for Bryant. This is what we saw in the first game today, Scott. Northside got a lot of good looks, couldn't get anything to fall early. We'll see if they can maybe compose themselves after the first media timeout, which is right now.
Railford loses it out, and that brings us to that media timeout here in the first quarter. The Grizzlies by a touchdown over the Hornets.
We are go at this time.
Ignition sequence start.
10, 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
we have liftoff.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Well, you know that it is a big game when the governor is in attendance. Governor Asa Hutchinson and the First Lady to his right, to his left, Shane Broadway, in attendance watching Bryant and Northside go at it.
You can stay in the know about AETN programs and announcements. To text AETN to 313131 for updates straight to your phone. You know, the governor likes basketball. His grandson played at Bentonville for a few years, was a regular inside Tiger Arena in Northwest Arkansas. And now he's here watching the biggest boys classification in Arkansas.
Williams lost it off his leg, but they're going to get Bryant for a foul, and Bryant fans not happy about that. There was lots of contact.
Yeah, those are the fouls that Wallace can't afford to have either.
Yep.
They're going to need every foul he has around the paint. Getting it 18, 20 feet from the basket is not the recipe for success if you're the Hornets.
So again, off the baseline, into Williams again. Good defense this time in the passing lanes, but the Grizzlies out of there with it. And it's Williams all the way for the two-handed flush. He just glided through the lane.
He missed the state championship game, or most of it, last year with the flu, Scott. He said earlier this week to me that he wasn't going to let that happen again. He wasn't going to miss his chances, and he's dominating in this first period.
And now a turnover. Railford out of there with it. Ahead to Norwood, who has his shot rejected. A lot of contact underneath there. It'll stay in the Grizzly front court.
Hey, with 40 locations in Arkansas and growing, Big Red Stores is proud to be the official convenience store of the Arkansas Activities Association. Big Red Stores proudly supports Arkansas schools and their communities. And Wallace picked up the cheap foul at the top of the key. He wasn't cheated on that block shot.
Not at all. Boy, Williams, I tell you, when you say a kid does everything as a basketball player, you don't really think about he's going to go untangle the net for you.
Well, he's the one that screwed it up because he threw it down too hard.
That's right. Oh, he had good position again, but he can't handle the pass. Big break for Bryant there. The Hornets need a bucket in the worst way. They'll try another three. This time it goes down. The first points of the evening. Traylon Payne. It's a triple to go.
A big shot for Payne. Sometimes when the first one goes, it causes a little domino effect. We'll see if the Hornets can get the offense going now.
Railford to Williams. He can come out top around the perimeter. You got to guard him because he can shoot a three. Meantime, Railford spins in. Williams again goes right past Wallace, but the pass taken away by Bryant.
And McKinley wasn't ready for the dish.
Here's Lambert, and he's going to be fouled on the floor.
That's tough to do when you're used to seeing Williams take those shots, pull up, or maybe even throw it down with two hands, and he gets to the rim and he dishes it off. McKinley wasn't ready. He was more looking for a rebound than a pass.
You can see the athleticism of Bryant, and as it comes in to Robinson, and he gets way up over the trees in there to get that shot off and gets it to go.
Yeah, there's not going to be a lot of shots made in the paint by Bryant
No.
today. They've got a huge size discrepancy against Northside, but a nice tough bucket to pull them within 4.
That leaping ability doesn't hurt. They do have great athleticism and want to run, and now a foul on the floor here in the Grizzly front court. This is going to go on Robinson.
Through 2 of the game and a half today and 3 games yesterday, they hadn't seen a lot of what you call the hand check fouls. So they've been pretty cleanly played state championship. Also, kudos to the officials for letting them play, but Bryant guilty of one there.
They let him play in that girls game.
They did.
They were banging around, a lot of physicality.
That's what you like to see, though. The 2 best teams or in the state championship don't let fouls or free throws determine things.
There have been 3 team fouls whistled on both teams, on each team, I should say, here so far in the first quarter. And it's a 9-5 Grizzly advantage. They scored the first 9 of the game. Now they're doubling up Williams a little, making it a little more difficult for him to go to work. Wallace fronts him, and Norwood, the mid-range jumpers, an air ball. Rebound, Robinson. Quickly up to Payne, who goes around Railford into the lane, and a jump ball likely here. Let's see. Haven't seen the indication yet, but I think they call the jump ball.
Yeah, nice job on Northside getting back in transition. You know, Bryant's going to want to get up and down and run a little bit, especially with Williams on the bench. And as soon as we say that, the big man's coming back in. You know, he had made an appearance yesterday, Scott. I don't know if Nostra Swafis is coming back, but he might be.
He made several appearances yesterday, more than one. I believe he called for an overtime and got it.
I called for 7 in this one. I don't know if we're going to get that, though.
You're getting out there now. Out there on the edge with the predictions. But I'd take it today. I'd love to see these guys go that long. Good ball movement again. They are quick. That's A.J. Jenkins, number 4, into the game for the first time for the Hornets. Drive by Robinson. Finding hard path to the hole, though, so he brings it back out. Now Lambert. In the corner, it's Hunter. Hunter drives past Williams and has his shot rejected. Probably not the wisest move there.
You want to stay out of that.
And here come the Grizzlies.
Averaging 3 blocks a game is Williams. That's his first rejection of the day.
Under a minute in the first quarter. Fast-paced. Not a lot of scoring, but a lot of action. Williams has it deflected front side. The Hornets are doing a good job of doubling up Williams now from the front and the back.
Northside starting to get a little rotation going. Eric Burnett's going to want to play 7, maybe 8 guys as much as he possibly can. Jacob Joe now checked into the ball game for the Grizzlies. We'll see it kind of. Bryant's about the same rotation. They've got more players listed as far as impact players. They don't really go as deep in the bench.
And they bring it right in to Samonte Henderson, who scores it. You mentioned Joe. That's a name Razorback fans are going to be very familiar with. His older brother, Isaiah, of course, just setting the record for most threes in a single season for the University of Arkansas. This 3 not there for Bryant, but they do get the miss, and they'll get the contact and a foul.
Yeah, Joe, a big reason why the Grizzlies were in the past 2 state championship games. Won it a couple years ago, and now they're back with another prospect a lot of people in this state would like to see wearing Razorback red.
4th team foul against the Grizzlies with 25 ticks in the first. See if Bryant takes the last shot. They do not. Lambert takes the opportunity with the floater, doesn't get it. And here come the Grizzlies with 14. Plenty of time. Gordon's going to take a quick 3. In and out. And that gives Bryant a chance before the horn. It's going to be Robinson stumbling his way in and drawing the foul. Boy, that's really not what Bryant would probably want with .8, because now they're going to have to inbound it.
Yeah, but if you're Northside, you don't want to pick up that foul either. So it's kind of a double to negative, because it's going to have to be a catch and shoot for Bryant. So if anything's not going towards the basket, likely you're not going to get a shot off.
Yeah, you don't want to give up the foul if you're Northside because of what it might happen in the second quarter now, because you've just picked up another team foul. Bryant now 2 away from a 1-and-1. Hey, they got it off, but Kalen Robinson just misses with the 3. Northside didn't really defend the inbound very well there. Gave Bryant a chance, but they will take an 11-5 lead to the second quarter in Hot Springs.
Brought broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
Law Offices of Gary Green, a people's practice, representing people with serious injuries in areas of personal injury, nursing home negligence, and product liability. We are proud to be underwriters of AETN.
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas to provide reliable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
The Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
We are back inside Bank OZK Arena after one in the 6A Boys State Championship game. The Northside Grizzlies with an 11-5 lead. You can help support AETN's continuing coverage of high school sports. Once you consider becoming a sustaining member, you can find out how. Visit AETN.org. And Scott, this first quarter played out almost to perfection if you're a Northside fan.
Yeah, they came in with the motive that's gotten them here, and that's to get the ball inside to Jalen Williams, and they did it right away. They did it early. They did it often. He's made a big impact. Bryant has started doubling him up, and that has helped. They've gotten a couple of strips and made the entry pass more difficult, but Bryant's problem is they're just not getting the shots to go down. They're 2 out of 10 to start.
Yeah, and 1 of 7 from distance. If they're going to be successful, they've got to get that long-range game working, and that's not going to get the job done when you're 1 of 7 to start.
Again, working it into Williams. They got it over Wallace, and an offensive foul on Jalen Williams.
A nice job by Bryant. They kind of had Williams sandwiched. He was able to go up and get the pass, but really didn't have any much room after he came down. Nice job by Bryant and Rodney Lambert to draw the offensive foul.
And he was clearly set, wasn't he?
He was. It's nice.
Good job.
That's what Bryant's going to have. They don't have the size to match up with him with 4 or 5 guys. They're going to need good defensive rotation, and they got it there.
So Bryant's defense does the job. Now let's see if they can get the shots to fall. Again, 2 of 10 to start. Lambert forced it, and it's stolen by Norwood.
Nice job by Williams staying active in the passing lane. Got a hand on it. Northside coming back the other direction.
Take a charge, and then you turn it over. All eyes in the middle. This time down low, they've got McKindy, and they bring their big man Williams up top.
He can handle it a little bit.
He can. Looks good out there.
If you want to talk about passing the eye test, number 23 in red certainly does it.
No question about it. Even directing some traffic in there. And now sets up at the high post. Gordon gives it to him. One of the longest half-court sets for Northside. Wild shot that time. And Bryant defends it well. They'll push it, but they overthrow the intended receiver there. Payne was out there, but a little bit overthrown with the pass.
Those who watch a lot of high school basketball, you think Northside, they get up and down the floor as much as they possibly can. This year's version of the Grizzlies don't necessarily do that. They a little more half court, try to work things into William. They definitely go inside out.
And Bryant's going to call a timeout too. Coach Abrahamson trying to settle his guys down. They're playing with a lot of energy. I think they just need to dial it back and play under control a little bit more.
Yeah, Northside came out with the flurry. Bryant's been able to respond. The shots just aren't falling. Good teams are able to overcome poor shooting a lot of times. Bryant just has to figure out that perfect combination of what's going to work for them, and maybe it's picking up the pace a bit.
This team averaged 62.6 points per game per year, or per game this year. How about that? So obviously you know how to score points or you don't make it to the state championship game. Their opponents are only giving up, are only scoring 48 per game, so they've held the numbers down. That's a pretty wide scoring margin, 62-6 against 48. So it's been their defense too that's gotten them here. Williams into Wallace, and that's a blocking foul on Cottrell Wallace. That's going to be his second.
Yeah, it was feet weren't set. Yeah, that's 2 fouls. He's picked up 15 feet away from the basket. If you're the Bryant coaching staff, those are the fouls you really don't want to see Wallace giving up. You're okay with him hammering Williams on the block, but when he's putting the ball on the floor, you try to want to avoid that.
And he's going to go to the sidelines now, and they give up even more size here as they bring in A.J. Jenkins again, 5'10", coming in for 6'7". So they'll move Lambert over on Williams.
Now Bryant's just going to have to be more physical than Williams on the inside. Push him outside of that block. But if you're Northside, you put him 4 feet away from the basket, you just give it to him.
They get it into him. Passing out of the post into the corner. Three-pointer on the way by Gordon. No. Hunter high for the rebound. Gets it ahead. Lambert in the corner. Three-pointer on the way. Count it from Robinson.
Bryant's had some good looks in the corner. Finally got one to fall, and all of a sudden it's a three-point game despite shooting as poorly as they have in the first 10 minutes of this contest.
Kalen Robinson's got 5 of Bryant's 8 points here in the early going. I say early going, we're nearing the halfway point in the second quarter, though. Low-scoring affair, as was the 6A girls title game. Railford drives, finds Gordon, and a whistle.
And he stepped out of bounds.
And he stepped out of bounds. It'll give it back to the Hornets, so now they're starting to force the turnovers.
Yeah, Noah Gordon's had a few good looks, averages 6.5 a game for the Grizzlies, and he was wide open there. Bryant might have benefited from the lack of awareness as he steps on the baseline.
So the Hornets a chance to draw within 1, maybe tie it up here. Good look to Hunter. What's he going to do against Williams? He got it over him.
Yeah, you can tell Williams is not wanting to elevate, leave his feet, and draw a cheap foul. He's already got one because on the offensive end, maybe playing a little too cautious on the inside.
Going right at the big guy and making him make a decision. He chose to stay flat-footed. Out of the corner to counter. Norwood's 3 is off. And the rebound down to Robinson. Oh, and out front is Jenkins. He missed the layup.
It's a nice job by Gordon getting back and altering the shots. Let's see if Northside can take advantage.
Good spin move, good follow. Williams stays with it. And they'll finally get paid off as Noah Gordon is fouled.
It's the little thing, Scott, that Northside's getting to go their way right now. Loose balls, the hustle play by Gordon on the other end, and a third offensive rebound on this possession. Gordon going to have his chance to earn 2 free ones.
Foul called on Traylon Payne. That's going to be his first. Noah Gordon is a 63% free throw shooter.
I like what Northside does here. They go ahead and move Williams back, save him a couple minutes of having to jog back down the court.
They're going to pick him up at half court.
Yeah, those things add up over the course of the contest.
A little bit extension of the defense now by Northside. After Bryant starting to hit the shots, they're trying to put some pressure on those guards. A little coaching back and forth. Free throw line, Hunter. Back out. Here's Jenkins for 3. Oh, I thought it was a 2, but it was a 3. Jenkins buries another triple. And Bryant has it tied up for the first time since the opening tip.
You gotta like what the Hornets are doing, moving the basketball side to side. They're getting some really good looks from distance, and now they're starting to fall.
Good crossover. Norwood gets it back for 3. And he got it right back. The lead for the Grizzlies.
It's usually about this time in the state championship game, midway through the second quarter. Teams settle down, shots start to fall, and the scoreboard starts to light up.
Boy, they're getting that pass to the free throw line every time now. They're letting them have it. Jenkins gets it swatted by Williams, and now foul on the loose ball goes against the Grizzlies.
Jenkins giving up a full foot there, gets it sent back his way, but Bryant's able to get the loose ball, go to the foul line as we hit a timeout.
So our media timeout halfway through the second quarter. It was a 7-0 start for the Grizzlies. The Hornets have clawed back in it and trail by 3.
One of the best things about being a community-focused bank like Centennial is that we encourage our employees to volunteer and give back. That's why our bankers are often seen around town involved in activities that have less to do with money matters and more to do with supporting others. From charity events and disaster relief to Chamber of Commerce and civic activities, we enjoy rolling up our sleeves and helping make our community a better place. See for yourself the difference our local commitment can make. More information available at myoneHunterBank.com. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
A new chapter begins.
Now you can access more of your favorite PBS shows than ever before.
This is the future!
With PBS Passport, a member benefit that lets you binge many of the latest shows and catch up on your favorites.
We really are living in the modern world.
Anytime you want.
Wow, how about that?
anywhere you are.
There's literally nothing like this in the world.
Support AETN and get Passport, your ticket to the best of PBS.
Well, welcome back into the 6A Boys State Championship game. You want to purchase a copy of today's game? All you've got to do, log on to Fidelity Local 6. You can learn more about the issues and impact the states with AETN's long-running public affairs program, Arkansas Week. That's Fridays at 6:30 and Sundays at 10 a.m. You can watch it right here on AETN.
Well, Bryant started 2 of 10, Bobby. They've hit 3 out of their last 5 shots. That's a big reason they're back in this thing. And off turnovers, points off turnovers, they've got a 7-0 edge.
Yeah, they've also hit their last 2 from distance, all here in the second quarter. That's why they've started to claw back into it. Got a chance to cut into this 3-point deficit as they're at the foul line.
It'll be Rodney Lambert, who signed to play at Paris Junior College, looking for his first points of the game. Lambert, by the way, nice little tidbit here. He wears his socks inside out on game day. He changes before he goes out there, but all day long prior to that, just as a superstition.
Are they softer that way?
I don't know.
Sometimes I do that just because I'm too lazy to change them out of the dryer.
1 of 2 for Rodney Lambert. And the lead is 2 for the Grizzlies. Back to the bread and butter. Boy, he fires that pass out of the post, doesn't he?
He doesn't get cheated. He doesn't get cheated, that's for sure.
And then gets it right back. The workhorse had it stripped, goes right back in, +1.
Yeah. With Cottrell on the bench, Bryant really doesn't have an answer for Northside's Williams inside, able to muscle him up. Bryant's trying to be physical with the big man on the block, but he is able to reposition the basketball, goes up, elevates, got a chance for the old school 3-point play.
Well, we talk so much about his skills, but how about his motor? As he misses that free throw, but had the ball stripped away, just kept coming, and got rewarded by going to the foul line.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to play a lot for Eric Burnett if you're not active on both ends of the floor. He wants active, especially on defense.
Hunter reverses, but can't get it up and in. Williams there to alter the shot. And it's Jamal Norwood bringing it across. This is Railford. Changes hands, leaves it for Williams. Williams with the two-handed flush, and he is abusing the rim.
2 hands for safety. He's got 10 points.
The lead pushed back out to 6 as Bryant had it down to 2. They have not led in the game. They tied it at 13. Off the wing, it's Payne. And Williams gets up above the rim for the rebound. Left open, Thorne for 3. Nobody there to rebound. Quick shot there, but it was open. Hard to pass up.
Yeah, nobody within 10 feet of you. You'll take those looks all day. Now, Bryant's doing a really good job of finding the ball at the high post. You mentioned they can get that pass anytime they want, then reversing the court. They're getting open looks. They're just not falling as much as they would like.
Lambert in the corner finds Robinson. Off the mark.
They've done a nice job of finding the soft spot in the Northside defense, and that's generally been the corner. There's nothing falling for the Hornets.
So which way is it going to swing here in the final 144? Northside's led by as many as 9. Bryant has tied it up, and it's sitting at a 6-point lead right now. Norwood feeds Williams, and Williams misses the dunk. A rare miscue. He was almost too open, I guess. They try to get it right back to him, and bodies on the floor everywhere, and there's going to be a blocking foul on the Hornets.
It looked like Bryant was going to get a stop, but instead, Rodney Lambert going to be called for the block. You interested in the great programming on AETN after the state basketball finals? Well, visit aetn.org/schedule to see what's coming up. You can set program reminders for all the shows that you don't want to miss.
That's the second foul against Lambert. And Traylon Payne is coming out of the ball game. He will be replaced by Aiden Adams. Adams, a 5'11" sophomore.
And Williams tugging on the shorts a little bit for Northside in the backcourt. Getting a breather here at the free throw line. But Northside doesn't have a ton of depth. Their big man and have to fight through these final 80 seconds.
Big possession right here. An open look for Hunter. And Bryant has really struggled from outside the arc. Williams has it knocked away by Robinson. Hunter is up the floor with it. Finds Robinson down low, and he has it stripped away. Great defense on both ends of the floor. Norwood out of there with it for the Grizzlies. Jacob Joe over to Gordon. Under a half minute till halftime. Oh, they're going to call a foul there on Kalen Robinson as he got into the passing lane but had some body up against Williams.
It's going to send Northside to the line for the 1-on-1. Last 25 seconds of this period. Fans, you want to make sure to check out the official championship merchandise online, ArkansasHighSchoolSports.com. Image One, the official merchandise provider of the AAA, and I guarantee some Lady Bear fans are already ordering t-shirts, Scott.
I would imagine they've already done it. Williams got his miss and puts it in.
The only Northside player near the paint gets his own miss, able to put it back up and in, and he's got 12 with the Grizzlies 22.
So under control, kind of tapped it to himself there. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's the advantage of having 5, 6, 7 inches on everybody down there as well.
And Bryant turns it over with 4.7. Oh, not the way they wanted to end the half. As you take another look at that rebound.
The body control of Williams really impressive.
Bryant's going to press, and at the horn, the three by Norwood.
Oh! What a shot!
And it is good.
That was right at the half-court stripe, Scott. 47 feet, launch it, let it fly, and the Northside fans, they're feeling it. They're up 11.
It was a 20-14 game with about a minute left. Bryant had the ball, but Northside with the 5-0 run to end the half
and
with a big-time buzzer beater.
And all points that could have been prevented. You allow the offensive rebound on a free throw and then a turnover with 8 seconds left when Bryant really should have had the last shot.
Halftime at the 6A boys championship game. Back and forth a little bit, but it's been the Grizzlies in front since the get-go. They scored the first 9, and at the half, they lead by 11.
There is no difference between a fiddle and a violin. I went to see It's Like Perlman at the Opera House in Nashville, and somebody took me backstage before the show. And I said, "Hi, Mr. Perlman, I'm Charlie Daniels. I am a fiddle player." He said, "We are all fiddle players." So if It's Like Perlman is a fiddle player, I'm proud to be associated with the fiddle.
Why choose local? Because local companies stay rooted in their communities. They support other local businesses and provide jobs for your friends and neighbors. At Fidelity Communications, we take great pride in being a local company that's dedicated to the communities we serve. Jobs and opportunities for the people you love. That's why you choose local. Fidelity Communications. We're here, we're local. Be connected with Fidelity, your local internet, TV, and home phone provider.
Grizzlies on top of the Hornets in the 6A boys championship game. We're at halftime, a buzzer beater as the Grizzlies walk it off with a near half quarter, and they lead it lead it by 11 here at the break. And I know we've been banging the Williams drum, but really it is the difference maker right now for Fort Smith Northside.
Well, that's what Northside's doing. They're banging on Williams like, hey, you got us here, you lead us here. He's already taken 12 shots. Northside has 11 shots outside of Williams himself, so they're going to live and die by the big man. And as you've seen through the first 16 minutes, it's a pretty good game plan.
Yeah, and his presence inside defensively has kept Bryant on the perimeter for the most part, and they are a pretty good three-point shooting team, but not today.
Yeah, 25%, 3 of 12 to start things off. We talked about it during the break. Probably too many three-pointers for the first half for a Bryant team. They're not falling right now. That's why they're down double digits thanks to a bit of a miracle from the half-court line.
Yep, that's true. And Cottrell Wallace had some foul trouble in the first half. That didn't help their inside play defensively either.
Yeah, they're limited really size-wise. When they've had success against Northside this year, they've been able to be physical with Williams. Williams has taken the attack to the Bryant defense. He's kind of landed that first punch, if you will. Bryant's got to come out, really be physical, get him away from the block, and try to establish him outside of that, and maybe they can get something going defensively.
More halftime activities to come, and the second half is just about 7.5 minutes away. We'll return to Hot Springs in just a moment.
The championship game is made possible by
Law Offices of Gary Green, a people's practice, representing people with serious injuries in areas of personal injury, nursing home negligence, and product liability. We are proud to be underwriters of AETN.
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas to provide reliable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
The Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
Drake Toll back from Bank OZK Arena right now. Northside leading by 11 over Bryant at the half. Mike Anderson is in the house. We've got great championship basketball on AETN Sports. By 1971, all the high schools in Arkansas abided by the federal mandate to racially integrate. But the 1969-1970 basketball season, with their schools slated for closure by the end of the year, the Carver High School Cobras from Stevens, Arkansas, wanted one final run to leave their mark in the state tournament. This is their story.
Everything. Just absolutely everything. I'm Larry Bankson. I was a Carver Cobra for the school year 69 and 70, and then for Stevens High School in 71. We had a lot of discussions around town about the schools were going to integrate. This was the forced integration year, 71.
Most people in the black community lived on or around the hill that was on the other side of the highway, and most of the white community lived closer to the railroad tracks that were on the other side. So literally the two high schools were probably no more than 6 or 8 blocks apart, literally.
I played for Carver in 1969, 70 year, sophomore at the time. That was the last year that we played over there.
What was special about that team was the fact that there was a bond that developed with that group over the summer leading into the school year. We knew the schools were going to integrate the next year. We wanted a special year.
The blazing speed that they had was remarkable. I mean, you couldn't get from one end of the court to the other end of the court to attempt a shot. About half the time, they'd already stole it from you and scored a point, and then, now they steal it from you again. I've seen them steal it 6 or 8 times before anybody can make it past the half-court line. It's pure excitement.
We were up and down the floor. If you were not in shape, you couldn't play with us. We were in top shape. I had a couple of parents went to the superintendent on me because I was running them down the side of the road.
Coach Cross was special. Coach Cross was the type of coach that allowed the team to be the team. He knew he had good players, and he basically allowed us to play. It seemed that everyone in Stevens was there, white and black. It was rocking. People wanted to see this team Carver. The style of play, the character of play, the sportsmanship that we had.
We got Greenbrier in the final. Because, see, they had the great big boy that went to Oklahoma State or somewhere, up at Tulsa or somewhere. And I said, y'all notice how tired he get? We got to keep him moving. I pull Larry out to the wing, and so that brought him away from the goal. Now if we take a jump shot, I got a chance to get the rebound. And then he got tired. And when he got tired, we were able to get back ahead again. And when we got back ahead, I said, let's run that four corner. And he put that ball out there, and you come out there to get it, and you have to foul him, you make the free throws. Well, one thing I remember, we were a good free throw shooting team. When they fouled Ralph, I was laughing, and Ralph was laughing too. Because we made our free throws and won. They came out of those bleachers, and we were talking about a lot of people there. It was just great. And then when we finally got settled down and got headed back, the fire department, sheriff department met us at Ouachita County line, and they brought us on in. I'll never forget it like it was yesterday. It was cars and people all down the highway just waiting on us and yelling, when we came through.
Anyone could feel the pride that people from Stevens had, white and black, having won a state title. Everybody was excited about about the accomplishment. What happened in 70 carried over into 71. When the schools came together, they were on a high as far as sports were concerned. Now, basketball was really the heart and the soul of Stevens during that time. So, without a doubt, going into the school year 71, everybody was anticipating a great year in basketball. This is not a Stevens story. It's not just a basketball story. This is a story that all of Arkansas can relate to when it comes to integration. How it happened, what happened, how it came about, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
What a great story. By the way, the Cobras' tournament record of 410 points still stands. Bryant currently trails Northside 25-14. Let's take it back courtside with Scott Inman and Bobby Swafford.
All right, thank you, sir. We get ready for the second half between Bryant and Fort Smith Northside. And you look at the difference in personnel starting out this third quarter. The Hornets will get Cottrell Wallace back in after he came out with 2 personal fouls. Now, he was not able to really get it done by himself on Williams, but when they had him plus 1, that was probably the best stretch Bryant had defensively.
Yeah, they're really going to have to be physical with Jalen Williams on the block. He's got so much size over everybody on the Bryant roster. They're going to really need him to bear down. The 2 fouls allowed Northside to kind of do what they wanted to inside. If they don't stop 23, they're not going to get back in this basketball game.
Yeah, and any hope to get Williams in foul trouble doesn't seem to happen either.
Right.
He's playing really smart on the defensive end, taking opportunities to block a shot when he knows he's not going to draw contact.
Right. He's been in foul trouble. He's got over 90 fouls this year. So I think he's kind of picking and choosing his battles. He knows that Northside needs him for the full 32 minutes. Maybe Coach Burnett got in his ear. Maybe it's just something he's doing on his own. But he knows that this game belongs to him. If he plays well, Northside's got a really good chance to win it. And he's putting on a show for Arkansas coach Mike Anderson, who's in the house.
Yeah, that's right, Mike Anderson. We mentioned Governor Hutchinson in the building watching this one. They had a chance to talk to each other. Mike Anderson also watching this one. He's got a big game tomorrow at Bud Walton Arena against Alabama.
Yeah, wrap up the regular season.
There is Coach right there. He is enjoying this one just like thousands of others are. And Bryant starts first on offense. Good ball movement to Payne for 3.
That's the start Bryant needed. That Payne really hasn't been too involved in the offense up to this point, able to catch that one in rhythm and stroked it. Just 6 points for him.
So the Grizzlies hit one from half court plus at the horn, and Bryant comes right back and gets it back, getting it back to a single-digit deficit.
We'll see what Bryant does. And
Relaford stepped on the half-court line.
Little hand check there. Might have forced him that direction, but hey, be physical until they prove they're going to call that on a consistent basis. Get up there with him. They kind of chucked him and didn't really touch the line, but,
he kind of tight-roped it, didn't he?
Details aren't important to officials sometimes.
Hunter in on Williams. Can't get it to fall. Did a nice job getting the shot off. Bryant with the offensive boards.
And, of course, I take all fun in taking jabs at officials.
Lambert pulls up from 16, way off the mark. And Wallace had position there, but Williams able to get a hand in on it. And Northside comes out with a miss. Relaford out of the post. They bring it back up top. Williams is open for three. Wow.
Yeah, that's a part of the game that the big man has developed this season, and he's feeling it. 1 of 2 from distance.
His 23rd three-pointer of the year. 90 seconds in, and Bryant throws it away.
You want to know what separates most 6'10" high school players from others? Guys who can step out and hit a mid-range jumper, and Williams is even added to that. That's a college range NBA.
It's a good three-point shooting team in the Grizzlies as well. They came into this contest with 178 through the season. McKindy got behind the defense, but Bryant does recover. A trailer. Relaford tries a three and misses.
Yeah, I'd like to see McKinley be a little more aggressive there and try to go up with it. He's got the size advantage. He's 6'6", but Bryant turning it back over. We're going to pause in the action, take a look at the Northside student athlete. We're talking about him, Braylon McKinney, 3.92 GPA, averages 6 points a game, going to major in architectural engineering. Shout out to our scholar athlete of the game for the Northside Grizzlies, Braylon McKinney. He's number 33 in your roster and number 1 in your hearts.
In the corner, another open look for Gordon. Williams got way up for the rebound, and he was held. And that's on Wallace.
They're going to get Wallace. Was his 3rd foul just 2 minutes into this 3rd quarter. I think if you're Bryant, you got to leave him in there. You got to limit the damage while you can.
Yeah, I think you're right. And he does stay in the game, working on Williams still. Bryant all over Gordon there, but they lose it out and last to touch it.
Yeah, they are going to take out Wallace. I'd like to leave him in there. You know, you don't want to pick up a 4th real quick, but, you know, Wallace has been pretty much relegated to the bench because of foul issues.
Well, it is definitely a catch-22 there. You leave him out here and you lose more ground. You may bring him back and not have enough time to make it up. It's kind of in that no man's land right now where it's tough to make the call. In the corner, Relaford faked the three, backs back out. Good job to get the shot off, but can't get it to go. Here's Robinson. Robinson takes it all the way, and it's blocked by Williams, and he saves it in.
Raced at the backboard.
I thought that was headed out of bounds, and now Payne steals it back for Bryant. Boy, they get up in the floor in a hurry. Underneath, and the foul called. Lambert will shoot 2.
Yeah, they're going to get Williams on the foul there.
That will be his 2nd.
That's big. Tried to get the block from behind. As we see his previous block was clean, pinned it on the backboard, and able to get the offense out in transition.
Lambert 2 out of 3 now from the free throw line. Couple of big ones there. Makes it a 9-point Grizzly lead.
Bryant going to try to extend some pressure. We saw Northside have success coming back in the girls' game before this one, and now the Hornets are going to try to do the same thing, and Northside may need to take a timeout.
It's getting close, and they get the steal. Henderson. Correction, Payne lost it out of bounds. That was nearing a 10-second call.
And Northside kind of bailed out there. Bryant couldn't corral the loose ball. This full court pressure clearly giving the Grizzlies some issues right now.
And Williams is going to be fouled by Norwood. Norwood not happy about the whistle. That's going to be the 2nd, or I'm sorry, on Lambert. That's actually going to be his 3rd. Boy, and another sneaker on the sideline.
Yeah, I think they're going to call him there. It's an established position inbounds. You know, they tried to throw it right back to the guy who took it out. And
quick 3 by Payne. Wildly off the mark, and the rebound in the corner, Relaford.
Uh-oh, this could get nasty.
Ahead to Gordon on the break. Wow.
I'm calling it an
intentional foul.
Yeah, kind of lowered the shoulder into Williams. It looked like that might be getting set up for an alley-oop. It kind of gave him a shoulder from behind. Let me get another look at this. I don't know if it was necessarily flagrant, but it looked like he definitely lowered a shoulder on purpose. That's kind of the tail end of it there.
Where was the... Wait, did we not get it on the replay? I'm looking for it.
Yeah, we saw the end of it. We saw Williams going down. We'll need to back it up a little bit farther if we can. Either way, Northside's going to go to the foul line. Here we go. Take a look at the right side of your screen.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't even think he knew he was coming.
Yeah. Jenkins there had the arm extended. It looked more like, though, the feet were tangled up. But
I mean, it's a foul. Yeah. There's no question, but I don't even think he knew Williams was coming.
Yeah.
He wasn't looking at him anyway.
Take one more look at it.
Or maybe it's a.
Yeah, there's a forearm.
Is it from behind?
Yeah, it was a forearm to the back by Jenkins.
Okay, so I was looking at the wrong player.
Yeah.
I was looking at Robinson in the middle of the paint. Yeah, there was a push from Jenkins from behind.
In this game, you maybe don't let it go, but also you don't want the game getting out of hand.
Williams reverses, can't finish, but look at him stay with it. Offensive foul.
Williams trying to do a little too much there, gets his own miss, but now he's got 3 fouls. Now that's an issue for the Grizzlies, so if you're Bryant, maybe start taking it to the rack. Because he's almost outscoring the Hornets by himself. So maybe do whatever you can to try to take him out of this contest.
16 points.
And if you're Northside, you may consider putting him on the bench for a few minutes as you got a double-digit lead.
Hunter passed up the 3. Pull up by Robinson. Kalen Robinson has 7, and the lead is 8. Norwood, right side to Relaford. Down low from McKinley, and it's knocked out off Bryant. And that will bring us to our third quarter media timeout. Boy, it is a slugfest here inside of Bank OZK Arena. 2 heavyweights going at it in the 6A boys title game, and the Grizzlies trying to lead wire to wire.
We choose to go to the moon and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. We ask God's blessing on the most dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked.
We have liftoff. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Chasing the Moon on American Experience, a 3-night special event coming in July, only on PBS.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Whoa. Welcome back in. 6A Boys State Championship. Northside taking on Bryant. Our student scholar athlete for the Bryant Hornets is Ren Heffley's got a 4.0, a major at Bryant High School, got a major in business at the next level. Pretty good quarterback as well.
Yeah, he has been a good addition to the basketball team. I talked to Coach Mike Abrahamson. He doesn't play a lot, but his addition in practice has been really helpful to them. But he played quite a bit in football season and will walk on at Michigan. Obviously a good student, as you can see there. Back to action here halfway through the third quarter. And the Grizzlies scored the first 9 in this contest. Bryant has never led. It was tied at 13. And ever since then, the Grizzlies have been in the lead. McKinley off the mark. And Bryant throws it away.
What a play by Scott Inman, ladies and gentlemen. The hands are soft here on front row.
That bounced right. It would have been right in my lap if I didn't get the hands up, right?
That's right. Got to keep your head on a swivel.
I don't think he was throwing it to me. I hope not.
Your eligibility has been exhausted. You're only 23 years old, so that was a few years ago, I guess.
That's right. That's right. Turnover's pretty even right now in the game. There's a 5-second call to turn it back over to Bryant.
That's the 10th turnover by the Grizzlies. Bryant's been able to take advantage. They've got 11 points off those miscues. Hey, if you want to relive all the action of the championship games, they're going to be available to watch them again starting on Monday, aetn.org/sports.
Three-pointer launched by Robinson, in and out, and the rebound down to Williams.
That's kind of been the day it has for Bryant. You know, things are going down. They're starting to look a little better. Then one comes out of the cylinder, and Northside coming back the other direction.
Just can't get over the hump. They have to be pretty happy with what they've gotten defensively. Forced 10 turnovers. Williams is still getting his points and making a big difference, but you knew that was going to happen. You had to accept that coming in. Good drive by Norwood. Can't finish. Follow is not there. And the Hornets another chance after a defensive stop. Top of the key, three-pointer by Hunter. Count it. Cameron Hunter.
Smooth. Got that and got his feet set, knocked down the triple, and the Hornet faithful starting to get back into this one.
As close as it's been in the third quarter. The give and go almost to Williams, and he sinks it. My goodness.
Man. You want your players to make plays at the big moments, and Jalen Williams certainly doing that for the Grizz.
Every time Bryant comes close, the answer is there, but Hunter's got the hot hand. Cameron Hunter with back-to-back threes.
The ball movement starting to work. And once the shots start falling, you knew they would at some point, Scott. Bryant's all of a sudden right back in this contest.
Bryant fans on their feet. Trying to get a big third quarter finish. Relaford leaves it underneath again for McKinley. He scores his first two, and it's wide open up and down now. Back and forth we go in the 6A championship game. Hunter with the pull-up, can't get it to go. He had the hot hand outside the arc, thought he'd try the middle, but he couldn't get the finish.
Yeah, Northside now wanting to slow this up. Bryant not going to pull off the pressure, though, even though off the miss.
And a minute 20 to go in the quarter. Wallace kicks it out.
You can order a copy of today's state championship game on DVD. Visit the website there on the screen, Fidelity Local 6.
The 6A girls game was a low-scoring affair. This one shaping up to be as well. Good ball movement to break that pressure. Whoa, what a play by Williams again. Man, he passed it off and just went right to the hoop. He's got a nose for the rim.
Yeah, nice job by McKinley, realizing they had a 3-on-1 and go to the big man to finish at the rim.
And Jalen Williams, 20 points in the state title game. Robinson to the corner for Hunter. Passed up the three. Can Lambert run it down? He cannot.
If you're Northside, you see Williams kind of sucking air a little bit. They're going to take a timeout. There's 36 seconds left. I almost thought about them trying to hold for a final shot. But Eric Burnett going to give his team one last break before we head to the final period.
Yeah, well, he's got plenty of them. Yeah. Both teams with 4 timeouts at the 36.4 mark here in the third quarter. And the lead is 7 for Northside.
Really clean period as well. Only 5 combined fouls. Of course, that's going to jinx it. There's going to be 8 fouls before this quarter's over. That's usually how that works. But as the teams have gotten up and down, you kind of saw the, I guess the restrictor plate, if you want to call it that, has come off here in the third quarter. Teams are starting to get up and down, starting to get a little flow. Making shots has a lot to do with that, and that's why you've seen Bryant been able to kind of hang around, even though they still don't have an answer for Jalen Williams.
Hey, how about these student sections? You just saw Northside. Now you're seeing a few of the kids from Bryant. I was told earlier, and I don't know if it was true or not, I didn't confirm it, that Northside brought 7 buses.
Yeah.
7 buses.
What's kind of cool for Northside, you know, most schools probably have this. Teachers can pay money so they can wear jeans on Friday or whatever the case may be. Well, they took that pool of funds and bought 250 tickets for the students at Northside. Obviously, with the boys and girls both being here back-to-back, get out of school pretty much all day today. And now they're here about a quarter and 36 seconds away from celebrating a second state title in 3 hours. But then again, Bryant's going to have a lot to say about that.
They had 2 reasons to come. That was another reason to load up those buses. You got 2 teams to support. The Northside girls beating Bentonville earlier today, and that game reversed at the end because Bentonville led most of the way.
And Bryant's hoping that the same formula can do the same thing. The Northside girls turned up the pressure. Now we've seen Bryant start to turn up the full court pressure, see if they can get back into the contest.
All right, here we go. Bryant's had some good defensive stops in this quarter, but they need one here before the horn. Cottrell Wallace working on Williams. Back in there after picking up his third personal foul. Bryant held serve pretty well with him on the bench.
And Northside going to hold for the final shot.
Relaford to Williams. Thought about the three. He's going to have to do something. He'll take it at the horn, before the horn, and Bryant will get the rebound but can't get a shot off. Got to the backboard, but that one was not going to count.
And not a great look by Northside, but they got what they wanted, which was the final shot, taking an 8-point lead into the final 8 minutes.
Saddle up. It's going to be a good finish after this.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
Law Offices of Gary Green, a people's practice, representing people with serious injuries in areas of personal injury, nursing home negligence, and product liability. We are proud to be underwriters of AETN.
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas to provide reliable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
The Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
We are back inside OZK Arena here in Hot Springs. The 6A Boys State Championship, Northside with an 8-point lead on Bryant. And don't forget, you can join the conversation on social media. Just use the hashtag AETNSports.
Well, if Fort Smith Northside hangs on in this one, there's no doubt who the MVP is.
No
20
doubt.
points, 13 boards for Mr. Jalen Williams.
Can he
by
win
the
the
way, he's
MVP?
1 out of 3 from three-point land.
Can he win the MVP if Northside doesn't win?
Well, he's clearly the MVP for Northside.
Yes, no doubt about that. You know, this is kind of uncharted territory for Bryant. They haven't lost since the first week of January and really haven't been tested all that much. Really rolled through the 6A Central, and now they're down double digits.
McKinley got loose and scores his second bucket. Braylon McKinley, a junior. And it's a 10-point lead for the Grizzlies. Robinson through traffic with the left hand.
He finished between 6'9 and 6'6 at the rim. Nice job to stay strong with the left. It pulls Bryant back within 8.
That's 9 for Kalen Robinson. And we're right back to an 8-point game. Northside really spreading the floor now and using Williams on the perimeter. Gonna have to fix his shoes.
Some Velcro malfunctions.
Oh, and a loose ball on the floor. It belongs to Bryant. Hey, credit Kalen Robinson with that turnover.
Yeah, Bryant's really extending the pressure almost all the way out to half court. Northside going to be forced to handle the basketball. Couldn't do it that time as the Hornets have a chance to cut into this lead.
Look at the focus on that basketball to strip it away from Norwood and then get on the floor to get after it. And it's Bryant's basketball. Big possession again. Hunter in traffic, goes to the line. Let's see if it's on Williams.
Well, they're going to get McKinley with that one.
Yep.
Lucky break for the Grizzlies.
Number 3 on McKinley. And Cameron Hunter, who got the hot hand outside, has been going to work inside the paint now, but he misses a free throw.
Hadn't been a lot of free throws. He's combined 11 coming into the fourth period. That one's costly for the Hornets.
Yeah, we're a long way from bonus time, too. Only 3 team fouls on each team.
That's what you like to see. You don't like to see 8 timeouts left, but you like to see not many team fouls.
No, that's a heads-up play by Williams. He had nobody to get it into, so he threw it off of Wallace. Now, Bryant fans maybe thought it went off of him. I'm not sure. Can't see way over there. Full court pressure by the Hornets. Baseball pass up the floor. They get McKinley loose. Bryant recovers to keep the ball back out on the perimeter.
Yeah, if you're Northside, you can't take the foot off the pedal, though. You've got to continue to attack the basket and get Williams involved offensively. As Northside pulls it out, I want to remind you they've got 40 locations. That's Big Red in Arkansas, and they're growing. The official convenience store of the Arkansas Activities Association. Proud to be supporters of Arkansas schools and their communities. That's Big Red.
It's a good possession here for both Northside and Bryant. Bryant's pressuring. Northside's handling it.
Northside's burned an entire minute off the clock in this possession.
Yeah, they get the win on the possession just for that alone. Can they get the points?
And you mentioned the foul counts. If the Northside continues to do this on possessions, they're going to have to start fouling in a hurry just to get Northside to the 1-and-1.
I mean, it's one thing to run clock time, but against this pressure, this is an admirable job ball handling, and now a foul's going to be called on Kalen Robinson.
Yeah, I think we talked about it yesterday, Scott. We'll bring it up again today. You never want to say, hey, we're going to shot clock in a high school, but this would be a prime example, especially if you're a Bryant fan. If you're Northside, your biggest fan is that clock bleeding.
That's for sure. I mean, and even if it's a long shot clock, I mean, you could certainly
40.
go 45, 40.
It's starting to get a little momentum. I know there's a couple tournaments across the state this year had shot clocks and they were used, and I know a lot of coaches do want it, but it's going to be one of those things as Northside takes a timeout. I want to thank Southwest Sporting Goods in Arkadelphia for supporting our broadcast today. Coaches, if you're looking for an apparel supplier, make sure to contact our good friends at Southwest Sporting Goods. That's in Arkadelphia.
Well, the Northside Grizzlies averaging a little over 58 a game. Bryant averaged more than 62 points a game. And it may be shy of 50 as a final today for the winner.
Yeah, Northside's content with bleeding this clock. They've got a 7-point lead. They've got momentum. Kind of taking the crowd out of it just a little bit as much as they've slowed it down. But if you've got a lead, you can't question Eric Burnett. He's been in the state championship game 3 years in a row, so clearly he knows what he's doing. And I miss the guy with the microphone.
This is game 2 of 4 today on Championship Friday here in Hot Springs. As we've already talked about in this broadcast, the Northside girls won a 6A title, beating Bentonville, coming from behind with a buzzer beater in that first game today. Jonesboro and Little Rock Christian girls are up next in the 5A title game, and the 1A boys finishes up the quadruple header today as Nevada takes on Izard County.
Championship weekend's always a good time, Scott. You got 12 title games this year. There have been 14 in 3 days in the past. You got 3 yesterday, 4 today, 5 tomorrow. It really didn't get a whole lot better than that.
We already had one overtime. That was the first game between Hall and Marion. Berryville and Batesville was a great game. Yep. That girls' game was a fantastic contest. A clinic put on by Ashdown last night to win the 3A boys final. And a buzzer beater to start us off today. How is the 6A boys contest going to follow that?
Yeah, before we get back to action, we want to remind you, if we're interested in some great programming on AETN after the state finals, check out the schedule, aetn.org/schedule to see what's coming up. You can also set program reminders so you don't want to miss anything.
All right, Northside using that timeout. Let's see what, if anything, changes. They are again spreading the floor, and a trap up front. That's over and back.
Lucky for Northside there, they actually called that because he tried to save it and flipped it straight to 2 Bryant defenders. It would have been a 2-on-0 fast break. So you don't want to turn it over, but at least they got lucky and got called for the backcourt violation.
Boy, Eric Burnett not happy about that. You call a timeout, and right away you get trapped up by the half-court line. Robinson over Williams. Kalen Robinson.
Bryant's done a nice job finishing at the rim over the much larger Williams. All of a sudden, this is a 5-point game. Northside cannot slow it down.
And the trap, they strip it away from Williams, but right into the hands of McKinley. Now, Bryant probably got away with a foul there, too. And they get another strip. The steal by Lambert. And Lambert with the layup finish. And a timeout. Fort Smith Northside. It's a 3-point game.
Eric Burnett had to come out almost all the way out to half court to get that timeout. He's got to try to kill the momentum. The Bryant fans back into it. Northside just tries to slow it down too early. Back-to-back turnovers out of that timeout. What seemed like an insurmountable deficit just a couple minutes ago to the way the game was flowing. Northside decided to slow it down. That's really allowed Bryant to get back into it.
How about the touch pass there from Cameron Hunter?
These two teams have played 3 times. All 3 of them really came down to the wire. The largest deficit was when Bryant won at Northside in conference play. That was a 3-point game with 3 minutes left, and free throws kind of put it out at touch at the end. Didn't expect anything else, but I think Northside would like to have the last couple minutes back and maybe rethink the game plan.
Well, we've talked about the go-to nature of Jalen Williams for Northside. We've been waiting to see who's going to be the guy for Bryant. You know, they don't have one guy like Robinson. They get it from just about anywhere. Anybody could have the hot hand. Thought it was going to be Hunter. He had a couple of 3-pointers back-to-back. Now it's looking like Kalen Robinson is taken over a little bit. He's the only Hornet in double figures with 11.
That's the beauty of having not that one go-to guy. They've got 3 players, 4 players that average 9 points or more. And so you have a little variety. If one player's not having a good day at the office, you can go to the next one. It's where option B, C, or D, and Bryant is turning that page, and all of a sudden we've got a game that's going to come down to the wire.
I might say, too, Bobby, that was a common thread when I talked to coaches. Multiple players could get the hot hand, and their teammates don't care who it is. Yep. They're all unselfish. You don't get to a state championship game without being unselfish as a player. Nearing a 5-second count there, but again, Williams decides to throw it off Cottrell Wallace.
Yeah, Northside's had to burn a couple timeouts in the last couple minutes, so smart play by Williams to save another one.
Full court, man-to-man pressure by the Bryant Hornets. Oh, the Grizzlies have been patient, but they've coughed it up a couple of times, and another timeout forced before the 10-second count. And just a moment ago, we were talking about how many timeouts were left. Well, now Northside's down to 1 with 4:43 left.
Yeah, they burned 3 in the first 3.5 minutes of this fourth quarter, and they just can't handle the pressure. A lot of times, if you get one-on-one, just beat your defender off the dribble. And Northside can't seem to get by this really quick guard-heavy Bryant team. Maybe that the depth of Bryant starting to catch up with Northside a little bit, because the Grizzlies haven't substituted in quite some time. The timeouts are going to help that. But when you're playing 5-on-8, 5-on-9, not talking officials, guys on the bench, things are a little more difficult. Yeah, got to preface that.
Bryant is still not led in the game, but they are as close as they've been in a long while.
Get updates about all the state finals on AETN right to your phone. All you got to do, text AETN Sports to 313131.
All right, Northside goes at it again. They've only got 1 timeout. Bryant with 4. There's still half of this fourth quarter to go. Another trap. Bryant got what they wanted there, but Northside gets it out to McKinley. McKinley puts it in.
Nice job by McKinley. Got himself established on the block. Only averages 5 points. He's got now, I believe, 6 for the Grizzlies.
Here's Hunter. Looking for room to drive. And backs it back out. Now Robinson, he's had the hot hand, finds Payne in the corner. This is Traylon Payne. Hunter's open, the lefty, for 3, in and out, but the putback is there by Lambert. Rodney Lambert has 6, and Bryant presses again. McKinley's wide open. The Grizzlies can't get it to him, but they do break the press.
They're almost just daring Northside to throw it deep to McKinley.
Williams off balance. He's played more perimeter in the second half than he did in the first half.
Yeah, Bryant's really benefiting from him staying at the top of the key instead of down in the paint.
I agree. But the game plan now is to kill time, but the Grizzlies have to stay aggressive. And again, this could be close to a 5-second call, but Norwood able to get it.
Yeah, Northside's got just 1 timeout left, too, so you don't want to burn it by getting trapped.
Williford spins out of it.
They're going to call
McKinley. It's an offensive foul.
They're going to call McKinley on the shield. That's a tough call to call on that spot as we're going to hit the media timeout, I believe. That's a really, really tough call as McKinley had already established position inside the paint. He stuck the arm out. That's what they're going to get him for, but I think that's a play you got to let go.
That's a 4th foul on Braylon McKinley, and we've reached the media timeout in the 6A boys final. The Grizzlies lead it by 3.
Hello, I'm Steve Barnes. This is Arkansas Week's home during sessions of the General Assembly. It's the better to bring you the voices of the legislators themselves, as well as the journalists who make it their mission to cover government in Arkansas. Our motto around here, whether it's in our Conway studios or in Little Rock, is pretty much the same. Light, not heat. No grandstanding, no shouting, no pounding on the table. Just facts, substance, interpretation.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Welcome back into Bank OZK Arena. The 6A Boys State Championship game coming down to the wire. Northside up 3 with 3 minutes left on Bryant. You can explore the great outdoors and all the rich cultural beauty that is the natural state. Has to offer on Exploring Arkansas. 6:30 on ATN on Wednesdays.
14 Grizzly turnovers. That's been what has kept Bryant in the game, and they have started to shoot the ball better. They were 2 out of their first 10. They're now 13 out of 34 for the game, up to 38.2%.
And really from distance, they've started to heat up. They were 1 of 9, and now all of a sudden they're 6 of 18.
Here we go. More March Madness in the Arkansas State Finals. Robinson, the pull-up. Not there. McKinley got the rebound, had it stripped away.
They're going to give Bryant a timeout.
And they gave Bryant a timeout. I thought it was going to be a jump ball, but it looked like Hunter got possession. And on the ground, fearing a travel, he alertly calls the TO.
Yeah, this game, it started to pick up momentum. The pace was up and down in that third quarter, early the fourth, but really the last 4 minutes, Scott, have really come to a snail's pace, mainly because the Northside had to burn timeouts to handle the pressure. Now Bryant going to be backed up with another timeout. Now it's just going to be a slugfest. Who can land the last blow? And if you're Northside, you want to try to land that knockout blow before you get to the final minutes, only up a possession or 2. Because really the pressure shifts at one point. It's coming into the game, it's on Bryant. They're the conference champion. They've beaten Northside twice this season, but Northside has dominated the game, at least on the scoreboard.
Yep.
And so all the pressure has shifted to the Grizzlies because they've been in front. They had the double-digit lead. Bryant's been playing from behind, and now they can just let it fly.
Grizzlies' largest lead in the game, 11. Scored the first 9 of the game. Bryant has never led.
14 turnovers on Northside as of right now. And they've kind of gotten away from the game plan. Give it to Williams on the block. That's how they built the lead. He's got 20 points, 13 rebounds, but he hasn't done a whole lot as of late.
I'd say the pressure that they've applied in the second half has made the difference, too. They've outscored Northside 13-10 in the third quarter and 9-4 so far in the fourth.
Yeah, Williams shut out both on the scoring and on the rebounding category here in the fourth quarter.
20 for the game for Jalen Williams, the lead all scorers. Only one Bryant Hornet in double figures. That's Kalen Robinson with 11. He'll mop up some perspiration there after bodies were on the floor prior to the timeout. So here we go.
It's a big possession for Bryant. They haven't had a chance to tie the game in quite some time.
See if they look for the open 3 look. Robinson. To Payne. Robinson again squares up. Penetrates and the kick out. Here's Payne. Payne will take the 3. Didn't get a good look there. I don't think he got up very well. Wasn't really square, off balance a bit. And the Grizzlies get the miss. Now they'll just have to take the pressure, but they'll get it stolen away by Payne. The scoop shot not there, but we've got a foul before the follow. Before the follow, there's a foul on the shot.
Yeah, Northside a little too cavalier with the basketball on the backcourt. Turn it over. The pressure has really gotten to these Grizzly guards in this fourth period. Not a lot of contact there.
No, Traylon Payne will shoot his first free throws of the game, and they're big ones.
You'd hear the remarkable stories of the people and places behind a true American art form in country music. That's the latest in the documentary series from Ken Burns, premiering this September on AETN.
Payne only able to get 1 out of 2, and the lead is 2.
I think if you're Northside, you got to turn up the pace a little bit.
Yeah. They are really having a hard time. Railford with the long ball gets it to McKinley. That's been their best out. And now Williams down low will go to work. Double team, though. Gets it to Norwood. Bodies on the ground, ball loose again. And here comes Bryant. Payne. No. The putback. Yes. Rodney Lambert. And we're tied.
Yeah, Northside just needs to clear this out, let one guy bring it up, and try to get something going offensively because they have been shut down over the last 5 minutes.
Tied for the first time since it was 13 apiece. Well, they are getting to that trap quickly.
Yeah, Northside again content with just kind of bleeding this clock down. I think you got to be more aggressive.
Relaford for 3, money.
He knew it. As soon as it left his hand, he started trotting back, and the Grizzlies answer back with the biggest shot in this fourth quarter.
How about that for an answer for the Grizzlies? And a forced pass right into the teeth of about 3 red jerseys.
Nice job by McKinley to get his hand in there, and Bryant going to be whistled for a foul. Scott, that's probably the most impressive part of this fourth period. Bryant's been able to add all that pressure and really haven't been whistled for that many fouls. They've been aggressive. They've been right in Northside's face. They've got themselves back in this game. But
how about Jalen Relaford? Those his first points of the night. Woo. And what a moment for him to give the Grizzlies the lead back. Under a minute. Here we go. And McKinley is wide open. They don't give it to him, though.
Bryant's content with letting him get it behind him.
Oh, he got numbers. McKinley underneath. Nearly threw it away. Quick 3 by Relaford. Can't get it again. But Williams is there for the offensive board with 40 seconds left.
Yeah. Bryant wanted to travel, but Northside called timeout. They're going to do it with 40 seconds left, and I think the official is going to let Wallace know, you can't say something to me because I can issue things called technical fouls.
So that's it. Timeouts for Northside. But they managed it pretty well. You looked up and saw they had 2 timeouts with half the fourth quarter to play.
Yeah.
They hang on to it until 40 seconds left. And they may not need it for an offensive play if they can hang on to the lead.
Yeah, because if you're Bryant, they get the ball in. You can't waste a lot of time. You got to go ahead and foul and make the Grizzlies beat you at the foul line, which they've struggled at so far today. Just 3 of 7 from the charity stripe.
Well, not to harp on it, but if you have a shot clock here, you may not have to foul.
True.
3 points, a 1-possession game.
Yep.
You know, clearly you don't want to do that defensively and send somebody to the free throw line and let them go up 2 scores on you. Yep. Still a lot of time left, of course.
There is a lot of time, and the way the Bryants played defensively, maybe you play it out for 5 or 10 seconds.
True.
And don't foul immediately. See if Northside will turn the basketball over.
Certainly probably look for a steal in the inbound and maybe a trap. That trap has worked very well for Bryant, especially in this second half. That defensive intensity has made the difference for them. That's why they're in the game. And an offensive foul before the ball is even brought in. They're going to call that on number 4, I believe, Gordon.
Yeah, they're going to get Gordon. They tried the stack play to open up something for Williams, and they're going to call Gordon, say he ran over the defender. Take a look at the replay, and, you know, there's just a lot of tangled up bodies right there. If anything, that may be on Williams, and Gordon kind of on the butt end of all that. Yeah, Williams runs into the defender. He runs into Gordon, and that's always the last guy that gets called for the foul, I guess.
It looked a bit like an offensive line pushing for the running back there.
It did. But a huge break for Bryant. They've got 2 timeouts, 40 seconds left, down 3. And this is the old question, Scott. Do you save for the last shots? You let it go at the buzzer, or do you try to attack a little earlier in case you miss and get an offensive putback?
Oof, that is a tough call.
I think with 40 seconds left, that's plenty of time. Maybe try to get something going to the rim. Maybe you can get to the foul line. You don't have to settle for a 3. You don't have to rush a shot either. Kind of get your best look 15, 20 seconds into it. And that way you can still give your defense time to create some havoc because they've got a timeout. They can stop it with that after a made bucket. So there are a lot of options for Bryant here. They're in a pretty good spot, even though they're down 3.
So as a team, the Grizzlies shoot 64% from the line.
Yep.
They may have to win it at the line. Bryant will have the opportunity to score quickly or hold for the last shot.
Pay attention to it, though. Bryant's still not in the bonus.
Yeah, that's probably another key part to this equation.
Yeah, so they're going to have to foul at least twice to send Northside to the foul line. And that's going to obviously take some extra time off the clock. So there's a lot of moving parts for this.
Yeah.
If you're Bryant and that coaching staff, that's why they get paid more than we do.
See how they play it. See what Mike Abrahamson draws off. They nearly cough it up. They're going to try for the tie. No. The follow is good by Cameron Hunter. And it's a one-point game. Now they've got to foul twice. They've got to foul, and they finally get it. But that was 7 seconds.
Yep.
Burned off the clock, and they still have to do it again.
Yep. Now you have to foul immediately on the inbounds play. If the Northside can get it in, you got to foul it. So that now, if you're the Grizzlies, you got some things to think about. You want to get the ball in first, but you also want to get it into a good foul shooter.
Williams to inbound. They get it in, and they need a foul again.
3 more seconds ticked off there.
Yeah, that time I think the frustration was Cameron Hunter thought he was fouling.
Yeah.
he was looking for the whistle right away. He had his arms wrapped around Relaford. So Relaford, who hit that big 3 a couple of trips ago, and another timeout by Bryant. They're going to let him think about it.
Yeah, now Northside's the one with the questions. First, got to make the free throws.
Yeah.
You don't make the free throws, it doesn't matter. You make 2, how do you foul? That's where all the chess games, the moving parts, come back and forth. And we expected this was going to be a good one, Scott, and it has not disappointed.
So even if Northside makes them both, Bryant has a chance for a buzzer beater to send us to overtime. So if you're wondering, we talked about the Grizzlies a 64% free throw shooting team. Relaford 71%. So Bryant fouled the wrong guy, and Northside obviously by design got it into the right guy.
Yeah, that's good execution by the Grizzlies. Well, now it's just all about the execution, because these aren't your normal free throws. This isn't game 2 of the conference season. This is the state championship. All eyes of Arkansas watching it. It's a lonely, lonely feeling standing at that foul line 15 feet away from the hoop.
Relaford tied for the team lead with best free throw percentage, in fact. Norwood also at 71%. All right.
And if you're Northside, you don't want to foul either. You maybe put some guys on the paint to act like they're going to rebound. But if you're Jalen Williams, you've got to be really, really smart and not go after any rebound that's not directly coming to you.
These two teams have played in some dandies this year. Bryant's won 2 out of 3. They beat Northside with a buzzer beater once this year already on their home floor. It's a 1-and-1.
Smooth. Stepped up and stroked it. But Jalen Williams going to go back, so Northside's not going to have any defenders by the basketball.
Which tells me they're not planning to foul.
Right. Unless they get to about half court, which may be the smart move.
It'll take a 3 for the Hornets to send it to OT. Here we go. Lambert. The pull-up. He's way off the mark. And the rebound, Williams. And the Northside Grizzlies have back-to-back state championships in Hot Springs.
First it was the Northside girls, and now the boys, Scott. They double dip in Class 6A, 2 titles in 3 years for Eric Burnett. And they led this one wire to wire. A really impressive performance, even though it got shaky late in the 4th.
11th state championship for Northside boys basketball.
They did it in 2007, the only time that both the boys and girls at Northside made it to the finals, and they do it again today. Northside, champs of the biggest classification in Arkansas.
Here's Bryant's last chance.
Good look. And Jalen Williams knew it as soon as he got that rebound, saw the clock, he just chucked it, made sure they weren't going to get called for a foul. And tell you what, I don't know if a lot of people thought Northside was going to win a title when this season started, the boys at least, but the Grizzlies proved people wrong, and when you've got the best player in the largest classification, sometimes that's all that matters, and you got to guarantee that Jalen Williams is going to be a state championship game MVP.
20 points, 16 rebounds for Williams. He also hit a three-pointer in this game, had a couple of assists, 3 blocks on top of that. Yeah, I'd say this is a no-brainer.
Eric Burnett has admitted that he loads up the schedule early. They play a big-time tournament in Kansas a lot. They play a big-time tournament in Texas. His overall career record is not great, but he plays those big games, those big tournaments for moments like this because he knows they're going to pay off in March, and Northside made the big plays when they needed it most.